The mother took her 9-year-old daughter to the OB/GYN. She suspected her daughter might be pregnant. At first her belly was just slightly swollen, but soon it grew so big she couldn't even fit into the largest kid's clothes. The mother comforted her saying it was probably just indigestion. But that night the girl rushed into the bathroom and started throwing up. All the signs pointed to a possible pregnancy. The father saw how bad things were getting, so he planned to take her to the hospital first thing in the morning. But by the next day her belly had grown even bigger. She lay in the back seat in pain. When they got to the hospital, the doctor said everything looked perfectly normal. He thought the girl just had a bit of lactose intolerance, and said the vomiting was just an allergic reaction. Hearing this, the mother finally relaxed. But the girl's condition wasn't that simple. Late at night, the mother was suddenly awakened by her daughter's painful groans. She rushed to her daughter's bedside. The girl was sweating from the pain. Seeing her like this, they rushed her to the best hospital in town. After emergency treatment, the girl's condition stabilized. That's when a young doctor came to inform them.
You're good to take her home?
He guessed Mary was just dealing with acid reflux. With enough rest, there'd be no serious consequences. But the mother didn't buy it, seeing her doubt. The doctor coldly told her to go find another hospital. Then he turned around and walked away. His careless attitude made the mother furious.
You find me another doctor, you run some more tests. I'm not leaving this hospital until I know what's wrong with my daughter.
The doctor had no choice but to call in the head of the hospital. After a series of more thorough tests, the director told the couple,
I'm sorry to tell you that there appears to be 100% complete abdominal obstruction.
What is that?
Part of her intestines are twisted off. If we don't clear that obstruction right now, your daughter's gonna die.
The mother never expected her daughter's condition to be this serious. A nurse quickly came in to prep for surgery. She pulled out a tube over 2 meters long. She had to insert it through the girl's nose and into her stomach to stop the girl from squirming from the pain. She needed the parents to hold her down. Watching her daughter cry and scream in agony, the mother was heartbroken. It felt like torture, but the real nightmare was just beginning. After a full day of surgery, the doctors removed the tangled part of her intestines. But they also discovered something worse. The doctor regretfully told the couple the reason her intestines were blocked was because she had a severe intestinal motility disorder, and there's currently no known cure. That meant the girl would have to rely on a feeding tube for life. Just when the parents were falling into despair, the doctor mentioned there was a pediatric specialist in Boston researching this condition. Maybe he had a new treatment. His words gave the mother hope. She immediately took her daughter to Boston, but they were stopped at the hospital because they didn't have an appointment. The mother explained her daughter's situation. The staff were moved, but still couldn't break the rules. The mother had no choice but to leave with her daughter. A waitress at a restaurant noticed Mary's swollen belly. She realized the girl might be sick. When she learned they had come all the way from Texas to see a doctor, she warmly offered to show them around for a day. The mother wanted to say no, but the daughter quietly begged her, so she agreed. The next day they met as planned. The woman drove an old car, but their trip was filled with joy. They visited the aquarium and an art museum. They spent a lovely day together. Then the mother's phone rang. It was the hospital. They had a 7 a.m. slot open the next morning. It was amazing news. Mary underwent a thorough checkup. The doctor in charge had a great sense of humor. He told jokes to help Mary relax, but the final results weren't encouraging. The doctor found her entire digestive system had shut down. Right now there was no effective cure, but medication could help her digest food. It could free her from the feeding tube and help her return to a normal life. But what the doctor said next shocked the mother. The medication had serious side effects. It could cause nausea and headaches, and in severe cases irregular heartbeat. So Mary would need to come back every week for checkups. From then on, the mother took her daughter to Boston every week for treatment. Besides the high cost of medication, the plane tickets alone were a huge burden. Their family clearly couldn't afford it. The father even sold his beloved motorcycle, but the treatment didn't go as well as the doctors had hoped. Eventually, the pain became too much for Mary. She cried and told her mother,
I want to go to heaven where there's no pain.
Mary started resisting treatment. She refused to take her meds or even bathe. That's when the mother got a call from the father. He had brought their other 2 daughters to the hospital. They came to take Mary home. On the day she was discharged, the doctor gave her a big hug. He felt sorry for everything she'd been through. To cheer her up, her sister asked if she wanted to climb a tree together. Mary said yes. They climbed onto the branches. But as they were looking at the view, a branch suddenly snapped under the weight. Mary slipped and fell into a tree hollow. Firefighters and medics quickly arrived, but the deep tree hole made rescue nearly impossible. The mother put all her faith in God. She prayed over and over for her daughter's safety. Maybe her prayers reached the heavens. After being trapped for 9 hours, Mary was finally rescued. She was safe, and when she went back for another hospital checkup, the doctor discovered something incredible. Mary was completely cured. All her symptoms had vanished. The mother couldn't believe it, but it was true. She hugged everyone in the hospital. The story was soon reported by the media. People called it a miracle. Mary's mother was invited to speak on stage. She said she never used to believe in miracles, but now she does, because miracles are everywhere, and they all come from love and kindness. The doctor agreed to see them because a staff member spoke up. The waitress skipped work just to show them around. Even when her daughter was sick, there were kind people who stood by her and helped her heal. It was that love that carried them through the pain, and it was that love that brought the miracle.